Houston is reportedly looking at, as I said earlier, Chiefs OC Eric Bieniemy and Josh McCown.
For some reason.
So McCown was, if you don't know Josh McCown, he's been a journeyman backup quarterback for about every single team. He's probably on your team at some point because he's been on like 12 teams. It's insane. He's like 40-something. This guy has never coached on an NFL roster, as far as I know.
I don't think he's
ever
coached on any roster.
Yeah, because he's been playing.
College or NFL, because he's been a player.
So why would such a drastic jump to Josh McCown possibly getting the Houston Texans job? And if this doesn't piss off Deshaun Watson anymore, I don't know what does.
I think if you're I guess Deshaun Watson isn't talking to the team right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's back on speaking terms.
I don't think he is. I think they're well.
But the moment, if they haven't hired a head coach yet and they do get back on speaking terms, the first thing he's got to say is, were you really looking to hire Josh McCown as our head coach? And just pray that they said no.
Yeah.
And hope Bleacher Report was on something.
Well, Ian Rappaport, I think, was the one that reported it.
Well,
if I'm not wrong.
that is an issue.
And he's very reliable.
Yeah, he's a reliable source. So the Texans, please get help.
Yeah, so if that is true, and I don't think it's a false report because Rappaport usually just spits facts. But if this is true, this is the biggest insult to Eric Bieniemy that I've ever seen in my life, and in coaching searches everywhere. Now, if Josh McCown somehow wins a Super Bowl in like 3 years, then like curse me out, because right now this is off of like just reaction today. I've never seen Josh McCown coach in my life because he hasn't. And that's why we think that he shouldn't be head coach of the Houston Texans.
We got this notification like half an hour before starting filming.
Yeah.
And we had to look at it a few times to make sure we read it the right way because we were so confused by everything. Because I don't think McCown's officially announced that he's retiring from playing yet, let alone being a head coach.
Yeah.
Somewhere. So I don't know.
It's just so confusing. And Eric Bieniemy, like, one of the greatest offensive minds in the offensive coordinator position right now. And you got Josh McDaniels in New England still, too. Like,
I would, yeah.
Casario's the GM right now, the Texans. He has connections with the Patriots. Why isn't he asking to interview McDaniels? McDaniels and Bieniemy are so far more qualified than Josh McCown. You have to be insane to even consider Josh McCown here. And also, they also interviewed former Lions coach Jim Caldwell, who while he was with the Lions, got them to a few. It might have just been one playoff appearance, but he got something done with them, but got fired because he could never get them to the next step. Houston's trying to get to the next step. If they were to keep Deshaun Watson, I don't think they're getting there. But even still, they're still trying to get to that next step. They don't want to hire a coach that can just get them so far. That's what Bill O'Brien was. He got them up to the first round of the playoffs, and that's really all he could do, all he could muster. And Caldwell, McCown is ridiculous. Hire Bieniemy. I think Watson wants Bieniemy. So if you even want to keep your franchise quarterback, you hire Bieniemy. I think it's just such a clear-cut decision. I don't know what they're doing sitting around and talking with the backup quarterback for a head coaching job. It's so moronically stupid that they're doing this. And I don't know. And there's also reports that the coaches don't even want Houston's jobs. And that's become such an undesirable position through all this. So, I mean, we'll see what happens there.